My name is Mylo Frazier.
My name is Addie Powell.
And I'm Caden Groth. So first off, what is BATS?
So BATS stands for Bringing Awareness to Students. We are a youth-led prevention group that is based in Clark County. We have about 25 members, and I founded BATS in 2019, right before COVID. And then we took a little hiatus for a while, but now we're back with a bunch of new projects.
And is it run under some company that owns
Yes.
Springfield?
Yeah, so basically the leader of this group is an adult named Beth Dixon. She works for Wellspring. So we don't technically work under Wellspring, but we work under the administration of somebody who works for Wellspring.
And are BATS members all from different schools? Or?
Yes, so we are community-based in Clark County. So if you go to a school in Clark County, then you can be a member of BATS. We have all kinds of members. I go to STEM, and
I go to Ridgewood.
so we have tons of schools. We have Catholic Central, Kenton Ridge, I just said Catholic Central. It's KR, I just said Kenton Ridge. We have schools from everywhere. We have Springfield High. We have a whole task force at Springfield High. Yeah.
And how many times do you guys meet?
Usually it's around once or twice a month. We meet at Winans in downtown Springfield, which we like to call the Bat Cave, because we're the bats. But usually we meet at Winans. We have like a 1 hour to 2 hour meeting mostly on Sundays, once or twice a month.
So you guys recently had an event in March called Premier the Problem. And how long ago did you start planning this?
So we started meeting in summer. That's when BATS kind of started up again. And we had the idea for a film festival, and we decided that we needed to start planning because we wanted to do it during award seasons, specifically the Oscars. We wanted it to be right around then because it's a film festival. And so we started practicing and gathering all our information, all our tools. We had to get members, we had to get a venue, we had to get a date. We had to really just like crank out all of those specifics.
And for that you had to have funding, correct?
True that.
We had a BATS member, Sophia. She is so good at like writing emails, and she got us majority of our sponsors for the event. But we had the Clark County Combined Health District, the Mental Health and Recovery Board, Wellspring, and a lot of like individual sponsors as well.
Did you have any guest celebrity judges?
We did. You want to talk about that?
I am not sure. I forget.
So our youth leader, Beth Dixon, she has a connection to an Emmy winner named Eric Bork, who won some Emmys for his work as a writer and director. And he agreed to watch all of the student films and pick his favorites. And so the winner of that prize did get $1,000, which was awesome.
And you said it was a film festival. Was there a time limit on how long they had to make it?
Yeah, so basically we came up with the idea of putting boxes with a mystery item, and they picked it up at the State Theater. So basically what you did with your film was the theme of this film festival was to premiere problems in your community and use a film to try and display that so people can gain awareness about the different problems. So we took boxes, we took wooden crates, and we took them to the film festival, and we put different items, which was a marble and or a key, which the filmmakers had to use or incorporate into their film to try and use symbolization or just use them to incorporate into their film. And so basically what happened was it was about a 2-week time, so they picked up their boxes, and about 2 or 3 weeks later they had to have a film, a team, and a name registered and entered into the event to be qualified.
And so then they spent the entire weekend before, was it March 4th? They had to spend the entire weekend creating a film. They only had 48 hours to create the film. The film had to be up to 7 minutes long. They had to have a team between 2 and 4 members. They had to register at the link, and then they had to premiere their film. They had to attend the festival to make sure that they won their prize.
Sorry. Where did they attend to see their film?
So there is a State Theater in downtown Springfield, which was used to display and to have the little ceremony, the award ceremony, and to display the films, including some other projects we had. Like there was a recycled art project where people were given the opportunity to make a piece of art with using recycled materials to win a prize. I think it was 2 Kings Island tickets. Yeah, they could get 2 Kings Island tickets if their art was selected and chosen to be the winner.
Yes, and yeah, I remember the State Theater just opened up again back downtown. They were closed for so long, but they just like reopened it into this cool venue for movies and performances and everything. I remember that the guy that runs the State Theater, he told me that it was the first film festival that the State Theater has ever seen since it's been 100 years. And then the fact that it was pulled off completely by youth and by teens in the community, it's really impressive.
Now tell me a bit about the event. How, like, when on entry, was there anything special that you did?
Oh yeah, actually on entry, when you entered the State Theater, there was a red carpet and there was a photo booth with a little Oscar statue. And basically when you walked in, you could have your picture taken and you had the chance to be interviewed by one of our batch members. I think it was Penelope and Kyrie. They were standing and there were also ushers to take you to your seats. There were 2 levels. There was a top and then there was a floor, like where the big screen was displayed. And basically when you walked in, it was a nice environment, very awesome, and people were chatting, there was music, and there was a concession stand that we run. And actually, in order for us to like agree to do the concession stand, we had the owners of the State Theater cover up all the alcoholic beverages so we could try to, you know, bring awareness to like underage drinking and kind of just bring awareness to like stop drinking. And so we had that covered up, and we also had free popcorn, which I thought was pretty awesome.
You did enjoy that free popcorn.
I think I had 8 bags.
Yes, we wanted to make the event fancy. We had them all dressed in black tie, so the kids that made the films, they were in their prom dresses and tuxedos. When you enter, we had a ton of different like live performances. I know that I sang and played guitar. My friend Tara played guitar, she's another BATS member. We had a dancer, also a BATS member. We had a string quartet, or trio, and they played some music, that was awesome. And who else did we
Emerson.
have? Emerson played piano,
Yep.
It was great. Yes, so and they were all kids. Every single one of them was in high school or middle school, and they all were just performing before the films premiered, so it was awesome.
About how many films did you guys have in this?
It was 9. I'm pretty sure there were 9 films in the film festival. Am I correct?
Yes, I think 9 for sure.
And did all of them have a different topic that they focused on, or were they like repeats?
So yeah, so something interesting about that was we didn't really have any specific on what you had to make your film about. You could make it about anything you wanted. So I know the film that won the most money that night, it was a group of seniors that wrote about the difficulties of leaving all your friends and going to college. And it really hit home to a lot of people in the audience, so they won the People's Choice Award, which was also another $500.
The actual winner of the film festival was a film about somebody losing their dad and learning to cope and learning how to talk to other people and how to share their feelings and how to express themselves and how it's okay to be sad and it's okay to express feelings and it's okay to talk to other people about it. But another fun thing about that is that none of them were from any relative place. All of the films came from places all over Ohio. Like there's some from Cincinnati, there was some from Springfield, they're from all over really, and I thought that was really cool, the diversity of all the schools coming in to premiere the problem.
Yeah, almost every single group was from a different school, which was really neat to see. And aside from the dealing with loss and going on to college, we had films about suicide awareness, prevention, and drug abuse awareness. And
there's some about like having a good image about your body and like it's okay to eat. You should never starve yourself.
Yeah, pretty much films about every single topic. Creative freedom.
Were the films back to back, or did you have something in between each of them?
So we played the films, and between each film, there was a special talker, Mary Cunningham, very helpful in Bats, great person. But also, Bats had a project closer to our startup. We worked with WYSO Radio in Yellow Springs, and there were different Bats members that divided into groups, and they had 3 hours in the day to create a 30-second PSA. And those PSAs were displayed in between the different films during the film festival, but they were also aired on the radio, which was super cool.
Yeah.
Me and Addie made one.
We did. It was pretty awesome.
It was great.
And was it like the film who won the Director's Choice Award from Eric Bork? Did they get something special?
So our guest judge, Eric Bork, he sent in a video that he basically went through every single film and said what he liked about it. He also gave some notes, which were really helpful, especially if they want to enter again next year. He talked about how much he liked the films, and that the team that won the Director's Choice, which was the one about dealing with the loss of a friend or family member, they won $500. So yes, it was awesome. We had a lot of prizes, and I think that's every single team won. Every single team won. So no matter if your film was the best or not, you still got a prize, finance gift card, Amazon gift card. So there was really no downside to entering. You couldn't lose. Nobody was a loser that night.
About how long was the event?
Yes, so the event, basically the timeline for the event was the first hour, I believe, was the performances, getting people in, voting for their favorite recycled art. People wanted to look at the State Theater because this is the first time it was open for like a very long time, and it's just an amazing space. Then the next hour was premiering the films, and it didn't end up being a 2-hour event. It was definitely more like an hour and a half, but we had the performances, then we premiered the films, and then you voted, and then the winners were announced, along with the video that our guest judge sent in. So that was pretty much the timeline.
And not including the hours and the hours and even more hours of planning and putting in the work to make this happen. So.
And about how many people attended the event?
I think it was closer to like about 150 people, maybe around that area.
I know we had 150 people vote, and we only had like 7 minutes for the people to vote. So there were definitely more people there, especially if you consider the people that didn't have access to phones or device. I would say probably more about 200, which is, it's a really great number, especially for the first annual event, you know.
And then how did you guys advertise this event?
So we have a bunch of people that are great with media on Bats. So people like Tara, and Mary Cunningham, and all those people who work with the Bats, like Instagram, all the social media. They posted about it. We talk about it in a lot of the places we go. We spread it by word. So like most of the people that, go to school, which are all of us, we spread the word. We made posters. There were so many different ways people could hear about it. By word or by seeing it on social media posts.
We also had an article in the Springfield News Sun, which was pretty neat. And then I did a radio spot on WYSO. So people that were listening that day, they heard me talk about how to come to the event, what exactly it was, what it would look like, and how they can get involved.
And then earlier you said that next year you'd be doing a similar event.
Yes, first annual. So if you are interested in it, I know I'm going to enter again. It'll be the first annual event, and it's just going to be a little bit different than Premiere the Problem, just a little bit.
So what do your parents think about what you guys have done?
I know my mom's proud. I love my mom. Yeah, basically she's been following me, she's been supporting me, taking me to all these meetings until I can drive. But yeah, she's been supporting me all the way. I really appreciate it. Love you, Mom.
So I've always been kind of independent, and I've always just kind of done things on my own. My mom is so supportive, and whenever I need help, I ask her, but I've always been the kind of person that I'll go out and do it on my own. And she's supportive. She'll always listen to my PSA and read my article, but I really like being able to able to do everything on my own and with my friends. I think that's what makes it a youth group.
And then do you guys have any advice for kids in other schools who are thinking about starting a youth group, whether it be awareness or something?
Oh yeah. If you want to start a youth-led group, do it. Because the more people reaching out to the community, the more people that are helping somebody, the better the world becomes. And the next generation of people, if you start a youth-led community, it can grow and it can help so many more people than you could ever imagine. You don't even know the difference you're making by picking up some trash or setting up, cleaning a park or going to the homeless shelter or going to the soup kitchen, going to the food bank. You don't know how many people's lives you're affecting and how many people you're helping. Like, you're making such a big difference, even with the small things. You could be changing someone's life. So please, if you want to, you should definitely sign up for some kind of youth-led group, or even if you don't have a group, do some community service, because you're saving the world.
And I know that since I founded BATS, I'm not sure the proper use of that word, but you really just gotta do it. If you think that nobody else around you is going to want to do it, they will. A lot of kids, you might not think that they want to be a part of a youth group or help out the community, but they do, and there's a ton of kids. Like, BATS has 25 members now. Like, it did not start that way. It was just me. So just have fun and make sure you get it done.
And where can we find you guys on social media?
You can find us, pretty sure you just search up uppercase BATS, like BATS.
Yeah, BATS on Facebook, and then on Instagram it's BATS_youth-led.
Just look out for the BATS logo.
Yes, keep an eye.
Thank you for the interview.
Thank you for giving us your time.